Okay, hello everyone and welcome to the second streamed game of the night. Today we have got Sakura against Unbind Crouch. Sakura starting as our defenders and Unbind Crouch starting as our attackers. We are playing on the map Bind, and today I will be your play-by-play caster for the night.
And I will be your color caster. You want to introduce yourself?
Oh yes, my name is Tala,
And I'm
and my
Sleepy.
co-caster,
Yeah.
yes. So we
um.
got some interesting picks for today. You want to
Oh
run it
yeah.
down for us?
Uh. I recognize a few of these players from the past. I definitely see CC immediately going for the Omen. Want to see those plays on this map because it's definitely very hard to get out of the T side and into his side to take control. This is definitely a defender sided map. And so I think that it's pretty important that they can kind of work around it. Let's see how they push out and whether they can strategize their post plant in order to be secure.
Yeah, we also do have a pick of a double sentinel on the attacking side, which is interesting because they are the attackers.
Yeah, they're probably
Turn out.
it's not. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that it's never a bad idea to have too many sentinels because you do have to prepare for the post plant on a site. You have to defend basically at the end. I mean, it's all a game of can you even get it down, and then once it's down, it's like you turn into the other side. You become the defenders. So seeing two sentinels on the attacker side isn't a bad idea, especially when you consider the fact that you are going to eventually have to turn it around. You know, you are going to have to uh, become the defender at some point, whether it be post plant or after the half.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point that people might not exactly realize, but the defending after the spike is planted is only 45 seconds long, so it's a much easier job to only defend for that 45 seconds, especially if you have sentinels. And now we have the attackers running up of A short.
Spike planted.
They already take out Kaylee in U-Haul, making it a 4v5, and the spike has already gone down. It looks like they're trying to break the stage wall that Extras has put up here in order to allow them to plant on that little corner. The defenders are pushing up through U-Haul now. Danny Phantom taking out Owls, evening out the score, and Envious getting Jenna with a frenzy.
Last player standing.
Gigi and Envious taking out the last two. The only person left is CC stuck in that smoke, and she gets taken out as well. It looks like they forgot to go for the defuse though, so they might actually not have time. Oh, Danny Phantom and Cassia both dying to the spike, making it a clutch round for CC Azray.
Wow. Yeah, that was kind of unexpected, but that was a beautiful retake. It's just they got caught up in getting the kills. I think CC definitely held them off for a bit by right clicking. It's still so powerful, and that distracted them for long enough that they just couldn't get the defuse down.
Looks like that attacker presence is going back towards A once again. Might just be like shaking off the nerves from Sakura, just shaking off those nerves. You got that Omen one way? Oh, never mind. The Omen one way. It looks like it went a little wrong there, but no worries. The Boombot is going up of A short, and Kaylee and Envious are both stacked up near showers. It's probably a bad idea for CC to be pushing through that when there's so much defender presence. And it looks like Gigi is pushing up through the flank. They do have Cypher traps on the flank, and that same wall goes up to give them that plant, the early plant. But the attackers are being a little bit pinched here. The only person who isn't a part of that, Cassia taking out CC Azray, is Cypher in showers. Oh, Danny taking out Jenna. Al's trading for Envious.
Last player
Trades
standing.
are coming out,
One
making it a
enemy
1v1.
remaining.
Cypher's still stuck in showers. Danny doesn't really have any way to defuse right now. Doesn't really know where the Cypher is. Oh, the wall breaks. Shay knows where Danny Phantom is because of all that weaving in and out of the Cypher cage. And that gives the attackers another round.
Yeah. I definitely, what I liked about that round is that, you know, they weren't afraid to back out of the site. And because of that, they were able to get a good flank on them. We saw Cassia get a good pick on the flank. But it just, again, it's not coming out so great for them because they're losing so much in the process, and so that's why they can't really get that defuse. I mean, you can't really focus when there's still one around. Right now, we're looking like the defending side is hurting for cash a lot. We're seeing a lot of frenzies at the moment. Hopefully they can get those running frenzy shots that
Yeah, the attackers are playing a little bit more of a default at this time. Kaylee rotating to B after that turret goes off, spotting someone in hookah, but there's still a lot of attackers at A, makes it a 3v2 on site actually, but Cypher is still rotating B. They're really pushing defaults at this point. Danny has been smoked up on A site, so it does give them a little bit of info as to where their omen is, but they're playing very slow. Kaylee rotated back to A at this point. Attackers are looking a little indecisive here. Just holding angles, but they do not have much time. Oh, that paint shell gets a little bit of damage onto Shay, and Danny Phantom and Kaylee both sporting those frenzies have gotten some picks. Kaylee gets a second, making it a 3v5. They trying to deny them entrance, but Danny Phantom, another pick with the frenzy. It really is OP on this map. Oh, the defenders, with only frenzies and stingers and specters have taken out the entire attacking side who had full specters. And this time they are going to remember to defuse. Another round for Sakura.
Yeah, that was a pretty good round. You know what? I think what I really liked about that round was the fact that the two people U-Haul were having each other's back, and because even though it was just frenzies that they had, they were able to get that cipher down. I really like seeing those kinds of plays where someone is pushing and someone else has the back, because although she was a bit slow to shoot, the other teammate, she definitely was there and like just was on it, and because of that they were able to push back onto site. I really like that.
Yeah, it's a really interesting strategy that Unbind Crouch, the attacking side, likes to run right now, because they usually just wall up A short. And because of that, they don't have to take the entire site. They don't have to push showers. They can just push up A short and overwhelm the attackers in U-Haul and just plant right in there.
Yeah, and I think that's why definitely it's pretty important to have U-Haul control in this map, because it's such an important point, especially when you have like a Sage to close up those angles. Having U-Haul control gives you the ability to just, I guess, have access to more of it.
It looks like they figured out where the attackers are all going to. On to B site, which is the Killjoy site. They haven't tried pushing this site yet, but it looks like Alves gets the opening pick of the round, which takes out all the Killjoy utility, making it a very important pick. Their plant is going to go down. They know there's someone in elbow, but they don't. And that Sage wall has gone into elbow to try to deny the defenders a little bit longer. Spike is ticking down. They're still chipping away at that Sage wall. The paranoia comes out trying to get a pick, but they don't really get one. Oh, Envious and Kaylee both getting picks on the attackers, making it a 3v3. Extra takes out Kaylee from that corner, and Envious trades. Envious is on the snipe. Oh, she's last player standing. Shay and Cassia both out into garden, but CC is cray. She runs out of bullets and takes her out with a Vandal. Another round for Unbind Crouch.
That's pretty nice. And now because of that, you know, we see that definitely the defenders, some of them just don't have the money to buy. I'm seeing Gigi right now. She's definitely not able to afford things. Luckily, her teammates can help her out. It just looks like they haven't been buying together. That's a little scary, especially when you wanna. It's a team-based game. You wanna try to be with your team when you buy, but looks like she's getting a little.
Yeah, she's trying to force that bulldog there. Extra gets pinged out by the Sova's recon dart.
Swarm grenade out.
Just edging her way alone with Spike up of B long. While the other attackers are in showers. There is a little bit of attacker presence on A short and showers. Jenna peeking that sort of one way there. The attackers looks like they're rotating back towards A site. They're looking a little indecisive here, and the defenders are getting a lot of map control. Envious already almost out of showers, getting a pick off of Jenna. Paint shells to make her escape. None of them managed to trade out their
30 seconds left.
teammate.
Not kill my allies.
Extra's resurrecting Che though, making a 4v5, evening it out a little bit. They don't know if Envious is still hiding in this corner here and takes out
One
her
enemy
copy
remaining.
of Alves. All the trades are coming
10
out, and it
seconds
makes
left.
it a 4v1 with only Che and her neural theft. However, the spike is down short, and she does need to get it. Danny Phantom looks like she's keeping an eye on it, though. Che is waiting for someone to push her, trying to get a pick. Danny Phantom picks up that Phantom. Oh.
Danny Phantom.
Yes, that's the second round for the defenders, Sakura.
Yeah. It seems like they play it really slow and trying to gauge the site before they even push out. I think that could be helpful, but at this point, the other team is starting to read them. And so I don't know how long they can really work default.
Yeah, in their pistol rounds, they were really a lot more decisive about where they wanted to go. But as soon as they started buying, they played it so much slower than they are right now. Looks like some of the defenders are deciding to rotate to A. Turret spots out CC. She takes it out with a stinger, and Gigi still has that bulldog on site, waiting for someone to peek her. However, most of the spike is down in market. Looks like the attackers are going to decide to plant spike on A this time. While most of the defenders are rotating to B, Cassia takes out Jenna, but they don't. Oh, Kaylee's rotating back. They don't know which site they're going to commit to. Paranoia comes out, and that wall once again. They don't have to take sight. Oh, Kaylee popping her Empress, but Extra with the right click takes her right out. Che as well. Getting Danny Phantom.
Placing sentry.
3v3. And Envious taking out Che, who is basically one tap. They're just chipping away at this wall once again, not wanting to go to the U-Haul where Extra is holding. CC takes out Envious, who's trading for extras, but Cassia gets the final pick, allowing Gigi the defuse. Now it's a 3v3, evening out the score on the board.
All right. I think the other team is finally okay. At this point, the teams are starting to get to recognize what the other team members like to play. You know, they've gotten the read on the people in showers, and so they started not boombotting showers. Yeah. And because of that, they're trying to adapt to this again. And the other team itself is trying to adapt. So we're seeing them start to learn each other's playstyle a little more. And because of that, we're getting a little bit more commitment to a certain site, I believe. Nope, never mind. It's still split.
Yeah, they're still playing their defaults once again. Spike is down in market. I think they're just waiting for that opening pick, and there it is. Alves on Kaylee and CT. Looks like Extras is going back to pick up the spike so they can rotate to B site. It's a 2v2 on B site, but a 3v2 on A. Never mind, even with that opening pick on B, they've decided to push A site. The run it back comes out from Jenna, and they're doing once again that same wall and the push, but this time Danny Phantom breaks that wall immediately and they don't get the plant down. It's a 5v3, but the spike isn't down, and Cassia's Hunter Fury comes out. She doesn't get any damage, however, and the spike still goes down. Doesn't allow them to deny that plant. Envious getting a pick on CC is Cray, making it a 4v3 advantage going to Unbind Crouch. That wall is broken, but they don't know where any of the attackers are. Okay, they figured out where Alves is from that paint shell, but Che and Alves make quick work of the defenders, and the middle theft comes out. The shock dart gets a little bit of damage onto Che, but she doesn't have any choice but to defuse here. One enemy remaining. Through the smoke, Cassia gets one, but can't possibly defuse, and Jenna finds the final pick of the round. Another round for Unbind Crouch, and she does survive the spike detonation.
Oof. And that was so close too. We saw Cassia shoot into the smoke, and that Phoenix was dangerously close to losing it.
That was an intense round. At the beginning, it seemed like the attackers had the advantage, but there was a lot of damage and abilities and ultimates that were thrown out there.
Yeah, and I think what I really like is the fact that the enemy team Omen, Danny, she immediately shot that wall, which was a good choice on her part. They've learned to adapt to the fact that if they manage to close off their corners, they're pinned in.
Jenna deciding to peek that one way with CC quickly trades her. Looks like the attackers are still opting to go for A site after CC gets that pick, wanting to take advantage of the one less attacker here on A.
Satchel out. Fire in the hole! Satchel out.
There it is, the attacking side. Showstopper doesn't find any damage, but Alves still kills her clone. Envious.
Planted.
Danny Phantom's tucked into showers right here. I think they've done that same wall once again, but she wasn't there to shoot it down this time. They keep committing to the same site, and it's kind of funny how they run the same strategy every single time, but no one has ever tried to stop them. Oh, the defending Killjoy's lockdown comes out. It's a great retake ultimate, and it's going to force all of the attackers into short. Cassia gets extras, making it a 3v2. It looks like there aren't going to be any detained players, and since the spike is right there, they can spray it from short. Cassia trying to get some damage into the smoke. Alves gets Cassia, but the trades come out in favor of the attackers. Another round for Unbind Crouch.
Yeah, and again, you said it's a lot of the same strategies, and it seems like they're trying to figure it out, but the other team just has a lot of, they win the gunfights, and because of that, they can't really counter too much because it's such a huge site, A site, and I guess that's why they go off of the pick, because you can't defend if you only have so many people, you know, that's why so many people commit to A site, at least 3 people.
Go get him.
It's funny because they had all the showers controlled. They literally had complete control of the showers, the defenders, Sakura, but they didn't decide to push out of showers in order to flank the attackers. They decided to go back on site, Danny Phantom, and just try to break the wall and get the defuse from there. I feel like the attackers are just running the sort of message of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it ain't broke, so they're not fixing it.
Yeah.
They just keep doing the same thing and it works.
Yeah, and I think that's also because the defenders are really focused on getting the rotates back so that they can kind of have an advantage on site. They let the other team set up.
Opening picks come out. It's a 3v3 already. Kaylee getting walled off in elbow, and the res coming out, making it a 4v3 at this point. They get a lot of they've got a complete control of sight, except for Kaylee, who's in view hall here, still knifing at the wall with her ghost. Oh gosh. The trades come out. Envious getting 3 kills for the round. Kaylee taking out the Cypher Cam. They know that the attackers are all in the garden right now, and they're trying to make
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Envious with the 4K, but isn't quite enough as Jenna takes her out with a 3K. And that's another round for Unbind Crouch.
Yeah.
That was so close there. I really thought they were going to have that.
You know, they've gotten close so many times, but I think it's because the attackers just immediately set up. They have their strategy down, and they know where they sit post plants. I mean, they do the same thing every round, and it's because it works for them. I mean, and they're just gonna keep abusing that until the other team can find a counter, which at this point they need to, because it's hurting them a lot.
Yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of flanks this round. Jenna's run it back, is popped, and she clears out the A site for her team. Extra's running to get the spike that they left. It looks like they're going to be able to take site control and get the spike plant once again. Probably going to wall it. Oh, but Gigi with the operator shots takes out Extras and wallbangs Jenna.
Love to see
CC gets Kaylee's, but this is the first operator I think we've seen this game. And Gigi has been holding site beautifully. This is also the first time Killjoy has held A site.
Bomb grenade out.
The attackers are looking a little hesitant to commit to this site. Cassia is alone holding B site. And it looks like Danny is making the decision to rotate to help her out. The attackers are playing a little too slow
30
right
seconds
now.
left.
They don't have a lot of time left, only 30 seconds. And right now, B site is a 3v1 on site.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
They'll come out.
10
Owls
seconds
winning
left.
that gunfight with Cassia and CC trying to get a quick plant down. The paranoia from CT blinds
planted.
both Owls and CC, but that plant still goes down. Owls' paint shells. Danny eats them. A little bit of a teabag there from Owls. Gigi doesn't want to lose this operator here. It would really hurt her eco. Decides to switch to the Phantom. And the showstopper from Envious comes out and takes out Owls, but CC is ready trades. It's a 2v1, and Che gets the better of Gigi. I think he's trying to find the operator. Oh, CC walked right past the op. I don't think she really cares.
Yeah.
They don't need an op.
No, they don't need an op. They have their post plant set up, and it's working for them. They don't really need much in regards to that, because they know what angles they're gonna play, and a lot of those angles don't really consist of long range ones. I definitely noticed the fact that they play off of the fact that Cypher Cam can go above the smoke, and they just play in smoke. It seems to be their strategy, so they can get the information on when to push the defuse.
Yeah, that Cypher Can has been really valuable for info especially after the post plant. Looks like the Sova drone is coming out long, and the spike is going towards. Oh, wait, what? Well, the Hunter's Fury comes out from Cassia, but he doesn't seem to find any damage. Most of the attacker presence is going towards B. Kaylee doing a rotate through spawn.
Satchel out.
None of the defenders are on site, but Gigi does have that lockdown ready to push them off of site. It looks like they're not going to try to break it. Instead, just opt to rotate to another site. Oh, this is so clever. They've already wasted that wall, so they can't run their usual strategy that they always do on A site, on elbow. So now all the hackers are also rotating because they know they had to be forced off of site. they're still going to be planting behind the truck there, and the showstopper from the attackers comes out. Doesn't kill anyone, but it does find a little bit of damage.
Nightmare's over.
The attackers are, the defenders are getting so many picks with these judges and singles that they have.
remaining.
Unfortunately, the trades are coming out, and it's a 2v1 on site. Casio with the judge, envious with that phantom. And Che gets caught out, and they're going to get the defuse. Another round for Sakura, making it a 4-7.
Yeah, I don't think it's looking too good right now, especially
Last round in the half.
You definitely want to have the advantage if you're
Can I
on
get
the CT
this?
side, because you're supposed to have that advantage. But it's just because the attackers are just so confident in their setup that they just rush onto site, and the minute they get the plant, it's like the game is over basically. I mean, we see a lot of the times where the other team just tries to defuse, but if there's even one attacker alive, they don't really have that advantage. I mean, unless they have the man advantage, but typically they don't, because they just lose so many people in the retake the site.
Yeah, definitely. Their post-plant setups are just so flawless. It doesn't seem like the attackers can get a pick, or the defenders can get a pick off of them. GG with the op and long. Aloe's getting 2 kills to open out the round. Headshotting Gigi, who misses her op shot. And also Cassia catching her out with her recon dart. The
Spike
plant is
planted.
already going down. Aloe's with the 3K already. So looks like she might try to go for the ace to end out this half. Envious and Danny Phantom. Last 2 standing. The wall is in CT. They don't immediately break it, so they're gonna have to be forced to go through elbow. Envious almost getting hit by the freight shells, but gets CC's crate, and Alves denying her that ace. And the showstopper going down. But she knows that someone is always holding garden, but she doesn't get the pick. 3v1, and Jenna gets the better of Envious. And they get the Unbind Crouch, gets the
Switching
last
sides.
round in the half.
Yeah, that was definitely very strong attacker side play by Unbind Crouch. I think what I really like is, again, with the fact that they had so many sentinels, they had so much information to play off of. They didn't really have to push unsafely, you know. They just took the site, and because of that, they didn't have to do much work after. The other team had to do so much work. They couldn't even. The other team couldn't even hold that many angles on them too. It was like they were immediately confined to being in one area, and because of that, the attackers didn't really have to do much in regards to watching so much of the site. It's like a little home. It was secure.
Unlike Unbind Crouch, Sakura seems to like to commit to one side or push one side at a time instead of playing their defaults. Unfortunately, that wall has already gone out onto Hookah, so it looks like they're going to go for the rotate, pushing the Cypher site instead. The defenders don't seem to have gotten the memo that they've decided to rotate. However, we have Envious holding. We have Alves holding the U-Haul, but Envious takes it out with a wall bang on the Frenzy. What an OP gun.
Spike planted.
And now all the defenders have decided to rotate. It looks like Che is kind of scared to peek out of showers right now. Sort of just holding that angle. Cece taking out Kaylee. There's so many people in U-Haul here. I don't know if Extra can get that many picks. She gets one, but GG trades 3v3. Cece doesn't know Envious is hiding in that corner. Another headshot with a Frenzy. Jenna, Che going for the defuse. Jenna
standing.
getting one. But it looks like Che is just deciding to stick it. Oh, but Envious at the last second takes out Che. And that's another round for Sakura on the board. You know, a lot of people say that Bind is a defender-sided map, but it looks like these teams are starting to prove us wrong.
I don't know what to say to that. These team are just kind of like messing with my expectations. You know, you kind of have a set idea of how things gonna go, but they're just telling us that's not how it goes. Right now, we're looking at full buy on the attacker side. Defenders are saving.
Oh, Gigi gets Che. Killjoy v Cypher while her back is turned. They don't have a stage to do that wall, but they can still plant behind truck without taking sight, and that smoke is going to cover the plant for them from heaven. Looks like they're doing the same post plant setup that the attackers were basically doing. Kaylee trying to take control of CT, but Jenna hopping out of heaven just takes it right out. The attackers are standing. Oh, Cassia blinded by the paranoia still gets picked. Cassia 3K for the round with that forced Spectre. Another round for Sakura Esports. Looks like they're really finding the rhythm now.
Yeah. I think it also helps that the defenders were definitely focused on. They knew this round was going to be a loss because they full saved, but now because of that, they have the advantage in gun power, and hopefully we can see them turn this around.
Another attempted B push as Jenna flashes out, taking control of long here. The buys are uneven now. Gigi just pushing right up. CC killing the planters, quick with it. And Shay also getting envious after trading out Al's 3v2. Make that a 2v2. Kaylee overhealed with the stinger.
I have the spike.
CC just hiding in her smoke. Looks like she's going to have to peek out to try and get the planter here. But Kaylee is quick with it. A 3K for her. And last person standing is Jenna hiding in hookah and finding at an angle where she can't quite kill them from there.
Enemy remaining.
Jenna gets the better of Kaylee, but the recon dart pings her out. Might go for the defuse here, knowing exactly where Cassia is. She's at an angle where she can defend the plant properly. Oh my god, the shock dart hits her right in the face. And that's another round for Sakura.
You love to see it. It wasn't even a lineup. She just straight up was Hail Marrying it, and I love that.
Yeah, she just shot it right at the spike, and she was like, "Well, if it hits, it hits."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think the defenders. What I really liked was CC playing it very safe, but also it was kind of a mistake on the attacker's part to not clear inside the box. And that's why they lost a team member. They were able to take it back, but it's always better to communicate whether it's clear or not.
They're playing more defaults now, as you can see on this mini map here. MBS is trying to clear out the corner. The spike is down in market, just like Unbind Crouch did when they were attacking. Looks like they don't want to commit to anything right now. And the defenders are on full buys while the attackers are on a full buy while the defenders are still sporting sheriffs and stingers.
Shadows traveling.
They're playing this very carefully.
Oh, CC trying to push into the smoke. Kaylee and Gigi getting the opening picks of the round. Jenna with the sheriff trying to get off with some damage. Gigi still gets her lockdown down, which is going to give them the site for free.
Ahead.
And Kaylee's taking control of their spawn. Alves takes her out though. Envious also with the Phantom in the back. Envious getting 2 kills, one on Alves and Che. That's the last 2 defenders. Another round for Sakura Esports. It's looking to be a close game.
Map? Wait, what
Yeah, this is an attacker-sided map. I don't know what's happening.
I think they just definitely have a set strat, and
Yes,
it's
this
just
should
something
do.
they've rehearsed for so long, probably, that they just
This goes here.
the other team doesn't
That
know how
goes
to
there.
counter it.
Oh, this is a nice spot. This goes here.
That one way on a short, as always.
You know what I
Extras,
want-
taking out the wall so she can get the orb for the res.
Yeah. I
And
wanna
breaking
see
down
what-
that wall lets them know where they are. They still deciding to commit to be here.
Seems like they're asked for the rotate on Raven's part.
Oh, Danny Phantom opening pick on to Jenna. Looks like they're deciding to commit to the site. Al's getting the spike carrier down and Kaylee. GG trades, however, making her 3v2 advantage going to Sakura. Only Che and CC left on Unbind Crouch's end.
30 seconds left.
GG faking out the plant. Neither of them are going to decide to pick this though, while Che tries to take control of Elbow here. Fortunately, she's going to have to face off with the turret before she faces off with an actual person. She hears the reload in Garden, and the showstopper comes out from Envious. Looks like she's going to... Mostly a blind shot. Envious holding hookah here, but Che takes her out. It looks like there isn't going to be any time for CC to
Last
plant even
player
if she
standing.
wanted to. She gets the
One
pick off
enemy
with
remaining.
GG, so she'll be able to save her gun, but she ends up just having to run away while that spike goes out. And Cassia also gets taken out by the spike.
We're definitely seeing a lot of wins because of gunfights, but I want to see what a post-plant Hail Mary looks like, because it looks like they have a lot of mollies set up. I mean, I just want to see if Silva has any lineups, is basically what I'm saying. I love to see them.
Yeah, Sova lineups are always really exciting.
And it looks like that. I think that's what they're trying to play, but I think it's
Track
just they're
them
winning
down.
too fast for us to even see it.
Looks like Sakura is going to try to attack A for the first time in this half. Or, no, it's not the first time this half, is it?
But it looks like the first full committal.
Yeah. Oh, for the first time, we're getting a flank out over here from Extras and Elves and Jenna. This 3 flankers. The attackers are going to be a little bit pinched here, especially the ones in A short. Looks like they're trying to avoid any Killjoy utility on the flank as Jenna goes through spawn. Kaylee gets the opening pick onto CC's with Frey. And they go on site and get the spike plant down. While 3 of the defenders are still in spawn, in the attacker side spawn. Che with that quick sheriff headshot. Aloes gets 2 picks on A short, making only 2 people
One
left
enemy
in the rural
remaining.
staff. Danny Phantom finds one, but Che cleans up, and they're going to get the defuse. That's the first round for Unbind Crouch during this half. Looks like that flank worked out for them.
Yeah. He's like watching the conga line of people, you know?
Yeah, it was so funny. They were just... The people on site were just fighting for their lives, and they were just like conga lining out in spawn there.
I think what really helped though is maintaining the control of U-Haul and stuff like that. You know, it really helps the other team because you're not gonna expect 3 flankers. You're, it's like crazy.
Maybe
at this
1 or
point.
2, but not
Yeah,
3.
1 or 2. Yeah.
Let us hunt.
Especially since Sakura, while they were on the defending side, never decided to flank.
Scanning ahead.
It looks like we're looking at a 3 stack on B. This is really interesting. Normally you see a 3 stack on A.
think they just had the security of the Cypher on A site, so they thought that it was fine to just let them be. I think the attackers might actually be opting to go into B, and there are two people stacked up in hookah holding a crossfire. Oh my gosh. Kaylee gets the first pick, but Alice trades Danny Phantom, trading for Kaylee. From the shadows, this is the first Omen ult we've seen, but she gets CC gets a lot of info on where the attackers are. Unfortunately, GG's lockdown is going to give Sakura Esports the site for free, making CC's Cray and Che both have to back out. Once again, they're the last two standing on this B site retake. But they want to push together so they can trade each other out. And Che gets the first pick onto Envious, making it a 2v2. They do have the Killjoy util, but that Cypher cam giving them a lot of info onto where everyone is. Oh my gosh, but GG does have that setup on site. Unfortunately, I think she activated both of her swarm grenades way too early, so it didn't really hold them off for too long. It did give a little bit of damage. And that's another round for Unbind Crouch. This is a very close game, 9-10.
What's interesting is Unbind Crouch just loved A site, and now the other team is just stuck on B site all the time. It's
This is a nice spot. That goes there.
an attacker can take advantage of a site's ups and downs, you know. Definitely Unbind Crouch
Yes, this
works to
should do.
close off all these corners that you can get watched
This goes
from.
here.
But it seems like Sakura is focusing on the fact that B site is
Here.
immediately just close corners, you know, you don't have to watch out.
Scanning ahead.
They're taking advantage of that.
If CC is very paranoia connects and she's able to peek off of this, she might actually be able to get a lot of the attackers out here. We got 2 ults up on the attacking side and 3 on the defending side, so it's interesting to see how they might be able to use them this round. Sakura looking pretty indecisive here. They're just waiting for all of the attackers to get here, but at the same time, that gives a lot of time for the defenders to rotate.
It looks like Raze is playing noise right now.
Yeah, I believe so, because Jenna is making the rotation over to the A side, leaving only extras on B. She's not close enough to actually deny the attacker's entrance to the site with her
30
wall.
seconds left.
Jenna rotating back. They don't have a lot of time left here, and Unbind Crouch is playing pretty slow. The recon dart goes out, and looks like they're going for the full commit. The trades come out.
One enemy
4v2.
remaining.
Cassia trying to get the plant money down. At least he'll get that sort of economy. He gets flashed and immediately taken out by Jenna. 3k for her this round. Another round to Unbind Crouch. As long as they remember to defuse.
Oh yeah, they got it. They're just trying
They
to
got it. They got
figure
it. They're just trolling.
It looks like right now both teams are pretty evenly matched in regards to economy and ult economy. It looks like a pretty even matching. And in gunfights, it's pretty even too, you know. We're seeing a lot of close calls every time.
Yeah, I think the defenders, Unbind Crouch, have finally started to figure out how to counter Sakura's attack.
Deploying drone.
I think they're trying very hard to play for time, so once they actually get onto the site, they get sloppy, and they can take out a lot of the attackers that way.
Revealing area.
Team Shadow getting a little bit of damage. Jenna taking the first pick onto Cassia, however, and she's going to be healing off of her hot hands. The attackers looks like they're rotating back to A at this point. Don't want to challenge those 3 defenders on B site.
They will cover.
GG always got that turret on the flank, though it didn't work very well last time considering
Spike planted.
they flanked through spawn and the Empress comes out on the attacker side. But the plant did go down. The showstopper also activated by Envious, but also doesn't find any damage at this current moment. Kaylee finds the first pick with that Empress, and Envy also gets another one. Unfortunately, CC trades Kaylee and Jet
One
for
enemy
Envious.
remaining.
But there is only one attacker remaining. She's got some that Killjoy util, and they're not going to be able to plant to defuse for a little while because of that nano swarm. Shay looks like she's going to want to tank it. Another round. I believe that they have this defuse, and that's another round for the defenders. Unbind crouch, 12-9, bringing it up to match point.
Match point.
I need this, thank you.
You know, I believe that as soon as the defenders Unbind crouch found a way to counter Sakura's strategy,
Oh, this is a nice
they're
spot.
becoming a little less
Yes, this
confident
should do.
with how they're executing on
This
these
goes
sites.
here.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to stack up the manpower. I think they definitely got a read on the fact that there are 3 defenders on
Satchel
the
out.
site, and they're going to do that. And it seems like they're gonna get it.
Yeah, they're going to get the plant down on this site. That Cypher util isn't really stopping them too much. Kaylee getting a pick onto Chase. That Cypher util is useless. They always have someone watching flank after that one time someone the defenders decided to flank them.
Duty is
Extras, Rex and CC is Ray trying to even out the score here.
free for me.
Owls getting 3 picks of the round, and Extras walling off
Okay.
the defender in
One enemy
showers.
remaining.
Oh, the Hunter's Fury takes out Extras on the spike. It is half, however, and CC is deciding to tank that
Defenders
Hunter's
win.
Fury. Unfortunately, Cassia couldn't get the kill, bringing the score up to 9-13 in favor of Unbind Crouch, the defending side, and that's the first game of our best of 2.
Nice. And
Look at this scoreboard here.
I really love how Owls played that last round. You know, it was a little weird there with the double take because you know, it's that moment where you're like, oh wait, I saw something, and she just reacted immediately on that, and she was able to get 3 kills on that. And I think that definitely gave them the advantage in regards to retaking site, and I think that definitely won them the round.
Hey, welcome back to our second best of two game of tonight. Once again, we have Sakura Esports starting on the defending side and attackers being Unbind Crouch. And we have a pick of Icebox.
Pretty interesting. We're not used to seeing this. People are pretty hesitant to play Icebox usually, which is why it's surprising that we finally see a pick of it.
Most people tend to dislike Icebox, partially because it's new and partially because it's just such an open map. There are so many angles that you have to look at. We have like 3 tentative skies on the attacking side.
Just let it hover until the end.
Yep. They're gonna do random selection.
And it looks like we have our two stages on the sides. Probably gonna see that one wall on mid in the tunnel. Oh my gosh, that wall.
Oh,
Choose
there's
your
that wall.
agent.
There's also a wall where if you plant under rafters and just wall it off, you can't defuse it. It's hilarious.
I've seen that. Oh, and I've seen people like just camp behind that wall. It's so scary because you don't know where the last person is, and all of a sudden they're on top of you, hiding behind that wall.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And we're seeing the usual picks. NBS again with that raise. We love to see the movement on this map. We also see Jenna on this map too as a raise. I think you definitely want to take advantage on the fact that this map is just so open and there's so many angles to play off of if you can reach those angles.
Yeah, and I can't tell if this map is CT sided or like T sided, to be honest. Like, it could be anyone's game at this point because I honestly, it really depends on how the teams play.
Yeah, and again, they proved us wrong last time, so we can't really definitively say whether it is CT or T-sided. But we don't know their strats on this map, and hopefully they can impress us and show us what side this map really is.
Wall raised.
Some frenzies.
Immediately, we see the mauled wall in action.
Ah, yes. We got all the attackers going up mid, the Lear comes out, lots of shock darts, lots of util. No one getting a pick. Not all the defenders have rotated yet, however. Oh, we got a wall going up. I didn't know you could plant there. Oh my goodness. The defenders are also rotating, and he's just doing basically a drive-by on that zip line. Breaking the wall with her paint shells.
Yeah. I'm not used to seeing that plant.
I've never seen that plant in my life. Maybe
One
this
enemy remaining.
is this hold up. Is this Sakura Esports plant choice?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, this is their map choice, right?
No, this is I don't know whose map choice this is, but Unbind Crouch played that plant really well.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they took that was a really quick retake by the defenders and like an immediate, basically immediate defuse.
Yeah, I think what they were trying to play for with that plant was playing for heaven because it's so open, and I think it's such a good idea. It's such a good plant, but I don't really see people use it that much. Especially if you have a player with like mollies like I don't know, KJ or even I'd say Sova. He could definitely watch that from that angle because it's open to nest, it's open to belt. You have the advantage if you have those angles, if you have that plant.
Like Kaylee is already coming in for an early flank and extras is sort of watching that flank for them. The attackers looks like they're deciding to rotate to B and all the defenders are following in suite.
They know about the rotate. They saw
They
them.
do know. Oh, they don't know X. All the defenders are rotating except for Envious, who is staying in solo holding A. That recon dart pings out Danny.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Trades are all coming out. And they're still trying to get the defuse down.
Last player standing.
Only Che left, and she clutches it out with a stinger by taking out both Gigi and Envious after they turn to shoot that recon dart.
Yeah, they definitely had the advantage by planning for A main. What I really liked in that round
Right
was
here.
the play by all
Right
the
here.
smokers. I think it just closed so many sight lines that they didn't really have the ability to push out too quickly, you know. And the fact that they were able to communicate well that they were rotating, they immediately acted upon it, and I really like to see that kind of teamwork.
Wall raised.
Again, the mauled wall in mid. That's a really good wall, and it looks like the attackers are trying to attack A once again. Lots of util coming out immediately, destroying a lot of the Killjoy utility. Trying to tank it right now. Cassie is just hiding on this corner with a shorty, waiting for someone to peek her. Alves gets the better of Cassia, however, with a stinger, and Envious takes out extras with her paint shells. Alves gets another on Gigi, and the spike has gone down in that spot with the really weird stage.
Last player standing.
Jenna gets one, and Alves picks up another with a stinger. There's a 3K for her this round, and that's another round for the attackers on the board. Unbind Crouch.
Yeah, that was a really nice quick execute. They knew that the other team was quick on the rotate, and they adapted to that. I really like that. I especially think the fact that Alves was able to get those 2 picks really helped them just be like, you gotta go set up on site, and because of that, they were quick with it, and they didn't have to do much after that.
They're just tossing their guns off the map.
Barrier created.
They don't need it. They can win without it.
A little bit of a different setup here. More of a default once again. After a few rounds, it looks like the attackers, Unbind Crouch, always decide to go for more of like a default rather than committing to one site immediately. A lot of defenders rotating onto B site, leaving only Cassia to defend A site, but it doesn't look like, it looks like they're going to choose to rotate instead, with Kaylee getting the only pick onto Jenna on the attacking side. Now the rotations are coming in and they're going back to B. They know that there's presence on A because Cassia's turret spots them out. And there's also a
Revealing
flank,
area.
a bit of a flank coming
Found
in.
them.
Are they rotating again?
I think they're rotating again.
30 seconds left.
This is such a big
You
map. Do
will
they really
not
have all
kill
this
my
time?
allies.
And extras decides to res Jenna, who was taken out by Kaylee at the beginning of the round, making it a 5v4 on site. They're doing that wall so they can plant safely. However, it looks like they might actually be looking to break that
10
wall
seconds
early.
left.
The showstopper comes out from Jenna. She doesn't find anyone. It does not quite connect. Extras and Alves. Jenna, Alves. Oh my gosh. So many trades coming.
yeah.
So many picks. And there was a flawless round for the attackers. Sort of, because Jenna got rezzed, but almost. Unbind Crouch kind of cracked on Icebox.
Yeah. It was really interesting for them to make the decision to just rotate so quickly because they knew that the other team likes to kind of like play off of information immediately. And because of that, the minute they got spotted out by the KJ turret, they were like, we can't do this because they're gonna play off of that. And it paid off.
Scanning ahead.
Attackers, once again, playing a little bit more of a default. Danny Phantom doesn't get pinged by the recon bolt, so they don't know that she's stuck in that tucked into that little corner there with the stinger, but they're going to check it, and Jenna gets Danny. That's a pick onto the B site, so it looks like they're going to go for it and commit to the site. Lots of util coming out just to clear that little bit of a corner. Alves gets Gigi. The buys on the defenders aren't looking too good for this either. They can't. 3v5 advantage going to Unbind Crouch. I don't know if Sakura Esports can get them with the buys that they have. Che spots out the flank and gets Envious. Kaylee can't really go for the defuse without breaking this wall here and alerting all the attackers of her location. Tries to take one outside of yellow. Gets Alves, so takes out her trade and is going for the overhealed. All she has is a stinger, however. It looks like she's panicking a little, and Extra swings that corner to get Kaylee. Another round for Unbind Crouch.
It looks
Yeah.
like this is really gonna not be good for the defender side. They're really hurting for cash, while the other side, they don't even need to think about it. You know, they could definitely just go for hurting their economy instead of trying to save anything, because at this point, they're rich.
I think a lot of people are used to Icebox getting basically perma-banned by every single team, so they don't practice a lot on this map. They don't have a lot of like strats that are well fleshed out on this map, so they don't really know how to play it right now. Meanwhile, Unbind Crouch is just so confident. They know exactly what they're doing, because I think they were counting on the fact that no one likes to choose this map.
Yeah. It's definitely something that they rehearsed well.
Bomb buddy out.
The showstopper on the defending side, Envious just shooting blindly into smokes. Doesn't find any damage. But the attackers have mid control, and Alves gets the first pick. Another one onto Cassia using that Devour to get her overhealed. And the attackers are going to be able to get the plant down at this point when Che takes out GGBBW. Kaylee, however, from under 2, gets one pick onto Che. But it's not enough to deny them the plant, and it's a 4v2 advantage once again going to Unbind Crouch. Sakura Esports does have a full buy this round. Oh my god. Danny was not expecting Alves to still be in mid there, and that's a third kill for her. She might get a 4K here. Enough. Kaylee finds Jenna. Reveals her location. She's going to go for the defuse. Extra gets the last pick of the round. 5-1 on the board for Unbind Crouch.
That was well executed. Yeah, they're definitely playing off of the fact that other teams don't know how to play this, and you could definitely tell that by the fact that they're not planting the usual spot that other teams usually choose. I think they definitely rehearse their plant spots and stuff so that they can have an advantage on the attacker side, and it's working out really well for them because the other team just doesn't know how to counter because they're not used to playing it.
Placing sentry.
Raised it.
Kaylee gets the opening pick onto Unbind
You will
Crouch.
not kill my
Extras is gonna be for nothing, as Cece gets a pick on Danny Phantom while Extras reses Jenna.
Cover going out.
Oh, Cece backed up into mid by Envious's Boombot, and Kaylee takes a pick from under 2, but they're quickly traded out by Jenna and Alves, making it a 4v2 once again. They haven't even committed to a site here, so I think they know that they're going to be though, since all the attackers have crowded up into that tube. Alves looking to potentially take control of CT. The buys on the defenders still not looking too good. All GG really has is a Marshall. She gets one pick, doesn't quite get the second. She does have a res up, but I don't know if she wants to use it for this round. Che with the Phantom takes out GG. Cassia trades for extras. Now it's a 2v1. I guess the turret can count as another person. Potentially. Cassia headshot onto Che, evening it out. But Owls standing up in that top tube. It wasn't an angle she was expecting. And out she goes.
Yeah, turret. I think turret should get its own person.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now we're seeing that the defenders are just gonna have to forced by just SMGs and one bulldog. It's not really looking too good for them right now. Meanwhile, the attackers have the full advantage in this round. It seems like they just have it on lockdown, and because of this, the defenders are full stacking A site.
Oh my god, and the attackers are deciding to go onto this site. Oh my god, the trades are coming out. Alves and GG both getting picks. The Bucky randomly shooting extra gets one, GG gets another. This is chaotic. Oh my god,
Last
Danny
player
Phantom gets
standing.
another. Che finds two though, so now it's a 1v1. Alves versus Che. I mean Kaylee versus Che, and Kaylee gets the better, finally giving the Sakura Esports another round on the board.
You know what? I really like how Sakura played that because they knew they didn't have the advantage in regards to the guns. And because of that, they played close angles where their guns do have the advantage. They bought these SMGs and they knew they were going to push it. They banked on the fact that the other team was going to push A because they knew what their strat was. And it just, it went flawlessly for them. Not flawlessly, but it definitely helped them out.
It worked in their favor.
Yeah.
The attackers just were not expecting that sort of aggression from the defenders, since they've been pretty passive this entire time. Like, no aggressive flanks, no like trying to pinch them. Like, they've really been letting the attackers take a lot of map control away from the defenders. Looking to take A site once again. Some defenders rotating, but I think the attackers are expecting, the defenders are expecting a little bit of a split push here. Jenna's showstopper unfortunately doesn't find any damage there.
Somebody out.
The spike is already down for Unbind Crouch, and the boombot revealed Jenna's location, which GG gets the pick on that one. And we have Cassia's lockdown that's going to force all the attackers out of sight of the... Oh, but Che, she's got the Hunter's Fury, and she's not going to be letting anyone defuse anytime soon. Alves and Extras take two picks. Kaylee gets one. Trying to find another. Oh, Dinks. Oh my god. Extras with the 4K this round. I don't know if you saw that dink
Last player standing.
that Kaylee had, and just wasn't quite enough to kill her.
Yeah, they played that really well. I think the fact that KJ tried to push them off, but the bomb was set to their advantage if they were on that side. Retake it so easily.
It also really helped that Che had that Hunter's Fury up. If she didn't, she might have had to like come up with some sort of shock dart lineup to force them off that spike. But it just denied them enough time so that the spike would be defused, or wouldn't be defused. Kaylee for opening pick on B site, the sole B defender, but Jenna's making a quick rotate.
Wall raised.
Spike planted.
Oh my
Seeing
gosh,
the same
it's
walls.
not looking good for the defenders right now.
Yeah.
CC gets another pick. Unbind Crouch is just dominating this map. They have most of the map control, and I think CC is even going to try to flank some of the defenders here while they're going in for the retake.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my god, the
Double
double
flash.
paranoia. But CC has the gun advantage, and one headshot with a Phantom, 3 kills for her this round, and it's over for Sakura Esports.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of the same plant routines as they usually do, and still the other team has not adapted that well. I mean, we are seeing them take sites pretty well, but they're not getting the advantage that they can get if they have the mid control, if they have they need to pinch more is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Because
I
if not,
really
they're just gonna
think,
get dominated.
Placing swarm grenade.
yeah, they're just not,
Placing swarm grenade.
like, that aggression really worked well for them on their save round, but for some reason they haven't really repeated it too much. Kaylee did get a little bit aggressive there, but Jenna and Che both get respectively Danny Phantom with her paint shells, and Che gets Kaylee.
And I think the flash, not the flash, the heal hurt her a little bit because you couldn't really see through that.
Yeah. Oh, they're trying a different plant location here, it looks like. At least they're switching up the plant locations a little bit. I don't know if it's just so they can have fun though, rather than because the last one wasn't really working for them. Oh my god, Alves goes for the res after GG res its Cassia, but gets taken out by GG. Che, however, kills Cassia.
Remaining.
And Envious gets CC. She might actually get the defuse here. Oh my gosh,
nice.
3 kills for Envious, and she's going to get another round for Sakura Esports on the board, 3-8. What a clutch.
Yeah, we love to see it.
Last round before the switch.
It looks like we're going into this last round. Again, the defenders, they're still going to be hurting a little for cash. They're going to try their best to retake this. I think I want to see how
Keep it
Sakura,
cool.
Unbind
how you
Crouch
survive.
plays this.
Placing sentry.
Okay, they're switching up the defenders a little bit. Usually Kaylee is the one who defends the B site, but now they've got the Killjoy util up here. It's taken out though, but it does deter the attackers a little bit. It looks like they don't really want to push too much, just in case they run into more site denying util. But CC is Craig also gets a pick onto Kaylee in mid, so they do have most of the mid control. The wall is still up in tube, however, so it doesn't look like they're going to go towards B, instead opting for A, which is completely free site after most of the defenders have decided to rotate after they thought that they were going to be planting on B. However, Danny Phantom and Envious do get 2 picks of their own, making it a 3v2, and both ults are up for the defending side, the Showstopper and From the Shadows. And there's that From the Shadows we mentioned. Unfortunately, she does get immediately spotted out and has to cancel.
Player standing.
Envious doesn't peek the right corner, and Extra gets the pick. All that's left is Danny Phantom, and she's revealed by the recon bolt. There's not a lot she can do here. Goes for the teleport. And Che gets the last pick of the round and ends the half 9-3 in favor of Unbind Crouch.
Switching sides.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how Unbind Crouch plays this defense side, because it seems like their attack side is just really solid.
I want to see if the defenders decide to pick up, or Sakura Esports decides to pick up some of the strategies that Unbind Crouch use and just use it against them. I wonder if they know how to counter their own strategies.
You know, that's interesting because you never really think about the fact that another team might adopt what you're doing. This is a defender-sided map though, so Unbind Crouch has the full advantage at this point. We're gonna have to see Sakura Esports really bring it back.
The attackers pushing up. Che gets openly pick onto Kaylee. Envious trades. The rotations are coming out, and they are using that strategy of the sage wall in the corner so they can get the plant down. Now they only have to defend for 45 seconds. The defenders are looking for this retake here. A lot of util coming out.
Enemy down.
Extra gets one. Jenna gets another. Gigi gets one. It's a 3v2 with only the Killjoy. It looks like, and Jenna gets that final pick, and they're going to get the defuse. It looks like she didn't decide to put any of her nano swarms on that bomb to deny them the plant, so she had to peek when she heard the defuse go off.
Yeah, but this is a pistol round, so we don't know if she did buy the utility.
Yeah, we're not sure.
One thing I do find interesting is the way that they played that wall was the other team could have pushed that. So it was a little unsafe, and I think the other team definitely, Unbind Crouch knew the play. They know their own plays, and they knew that they were all gonna sit A long, so they just had to push it. It was all about retaking control of long.
Scanning ahead.
B long, I meant.
All the defenders are now rotating to A after they hear some of that. It looks like there's 4 spies on both sides, stingers and specters all around.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my god, the defenders are really taking this site by storm and getting the last pick so quickly. That round was like 10 seconds long. 3 to 11 on the board.
Watching the synchronized Reyna and Omen get picked was just so nice.
Yeah, they really have a lot of synergy on this map.
Looks like they're gonna try to take a little bit of bid control this time.
The mauled wall, as you call it, up in 2.
Yeah, it's a little skewed. Not very safe. Usually when you try to turn it like that, they could just shoot one tile down and they could go through.
Oh my gosh. Jenna gets the first pick. Extra gets another. Cassia only gets a pick onto Jenna.
Last player standing.
Oh my god, there's so many angles you have to watch on this map. Kaylee's the only one left with the Sheriff, and Shay sprays her down with that Spectre. 3 to 12 for the defenders, bringing it to match point.
This is just Unbind Crouch's map.
Yeah, they just can't be beaten on this map.
I think that's definitely the advantage to playing a map that people aren't used to, I guess, strategizing on. Is that you're gonna know what angles to play. You're gonna be used to this kind of stuff. But the other team, they're just not gonna have an idea of like what to do in these cases.
Looks like they're ready for that recon dart that Che always shoots. But now they know that the attackers are headed towards B.
Looks like a slow rotate though. Very slow. Not even rotate, they're just waiting.
Shock dart.
They decide to rush this site, which gives the defenders a lot of time to rotate, but Kaylee gets the opening pick of the round onto extras. Oh my god! Jenna's showstopper just went right through Cassia there. Spike is ticking down. It's a 5v3 favor going to the attackers this time. Sakura might actually get another round. They don't think it's over. CC's Cray gets another pick onto Cassia, and she's going in for the flank, but Danny Phantom quickly neutralizes her.
Last player standing.
Che gets Danny, but Envious gets Che. Owls versus Envious. The spike is ticking down. If she can't manage to kill Envious here, she might not have a... She doesn't watch the right corner. Envious with the 3K. She's gonna get taken out by the spike, so she can't even save her gun, but she does get another round, 4 to 12.
Yeah. They're taking what they can get, but it's still gonna hurt them in the end. They can't full buy. They're really just trying to scrounge up whatever they can.
I think they're just trying to stay afloat, but I admired that hold and the way that they
Executed it?
Yeah, there was a really great execution onto B, and for some reason they traded for each other and they kept the momentum going and didn't allow for a defuse, and it was just good execution on their part.
Yeah.
Bot's coming back.
I think they're faking A here to get some of the defenders to rotate. unfortunately, it's not gonna work. Since Cassia has that Hunter Fury, and she's gonna. Oh, she gets Gigi, and Jenna gets Kaylee.
Scanning ahead.
It's a 5v3,
There they are.
and it looks like they're going to want to commit to the site.
Killed my copy.
Last player standing.
Envious gets one, but she's the last one. It's a 1v3, and CC's Ray gets a
Defenders win.
headshot on Envious,
Move forward.
making it a win for Unbind Crouch. That's 2-0 against Sakura Esports.
That was
So
a pretty
thank
strong
you.
showing.
Yeah. Thank you to all the teams who decided to play today and were okay with it being on stream. And thank you to everyone who came out and watched and supported these teams. It was a lot of fun, and you will be able to find our bracket if you put !bracket in our Twitch chat, and you will see which games are being streamed there. Thank you.
Yeah. And catch some more Gal League. We're gonna be holding matches next Thursday at 5:30 p.m. for the Learning and Owning division, and Gal League Open will be on next Friday PST. Follow our socials at Galorants on Instagram and Twitter, and join our Discord at Galorants.